Jai Shri Ram. Welcome all of you all for our weekly Wednesday Ramayan class. We are reading from the Valmiki Ramayan, Balkand, and we are in the 13th chapter. So, last time we discussed about the types of charity. I hope everyone remembers. We had discussed about different types of charity or charity in the mode of goodness. What is the right way in which one should do charity and should not make any mistakes while doing charity. Along with that, I told a story from the Bhagavatam. Who remembers? Let me see. मैंने एक स्टोरी बताया था भागवतम से.
निरिगा का स्टोरी.
किंग नृगा. वेरी गुड, वेरी नाइस. किंग नृगा का स्टोरी बताया था. And what was the purpose of telling the story? उसमें क्या था? What was the story? Can you just briefly tell me?
दान गलत किया रहेगा तो
दान गलत नहीं किया.
गलत
गड़बड़.
मतलब
एक छोटा सा गड़बड़ किया था दान.
हाँ वो काऊ वाला.
हाँ. King Nrga was, when actually the story starts like this. I'll just repeat it for the newcomers. Now, King Nrga, it's in Dwarka. When Krishna's grandchildren are playing, they come and tell, "Oh, Krishna, we see our ball has fallen in the well, and inside the well there is a very big, huge lizard. So I want you to come and see." So Krishna goes as if he is ignorant, he doesn't know anything, and he goes and touches the lizard, and a nice, beautiful personality comes out of it. And "Oh, Vyaktitva Jyot Aya Bahar." He was standing with folded hands. And Krishna asked him, "Who are you?" He said, and personality said, "See, you know, but still I am telling since you asked me." And he says, "I am King Nrga. In my last birth, I have done so much of punyas, that you can count the grain of sand on this earth." Just imagine, huh? Is it possible to count the grains of sand in this earth? But he's saying you can count the grains of sand in this earth. But मैंने जो पुण्य किया है, what punyas I have done, मैंने जो पुण्य किया है वो आप गिनती नहीं कर सकते. और कौन सा पुण्य किया? उन्होंने दान दिया. करोड़ों 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 गाय का दान किया है टू ब्राह्मणास. So right time, right place, right person. So दान is in the mode of goodness. ब्राह्मण को दिया है, वो भी गाय दिया है, और क्या चाहिए? So once it so happened that he gave one set of cows, 1,000 cows to one brahmana. But from that whole herd of cows, one cow came back to the shed back. And then after some time, the king gave another 1,000 cows to another brahmana, और उसमें वही गाय भी दे दिया. Gave the very same cow in donation, in charity. Now the earlier brahmana came and started fighting. "My cow, give me my cow. It has come back." He said, "I don't know. I think your cow has gone with the second set of cows which are given to another brahmana." So he called that brahmana. "Arey Baba, unka गाय आपके पास आ गया गलती से. His cow has come by mistake to you. Please give your cow. Please give his cow back. I will give you another cow." Now both the brahmanas were steadfast. Nay, this fellow was not ready to leave, and this fellow was not ready to give. The king was in total confusion. And after doing so much of done, just for this one mistake, the brahmana went cursing home. And he said, "For this you will have to pay a price." And finally, for this small mistake, when he died, he went to heaven. He went to Yamaloka, and Yamaloka, Chitragupta saw, "Arey Baba, तूने इतना पुण्य किया है, my God, my file is full of your punyas. But एक काम है, but तुमने एक पाप किया है, उसके लिए तुमको थोड़ा भुगतना पड़ेगा. Now what do you want? भुगतना है, या you want to enjoy? Or to suffer or enjoy? Just a few years of suffering. Sure. He said, "ठीक है, I'll just suffer a little for one small mistake, whatever I have done. And then for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years, I'll enjoy in." So he said, "Fine." So for that reason, he had to become a lizard. But the good luck was he became a lizard in Dwarka. Krishna was there. Why I'm telling the story, I'm repeating the story, I'll tell you honestly. Last Wednesday we had the class, and Thursday I had gone to a temple in South Mumbai. Balaji temple is there. Mataji, please mute everyone. So I had gone to South Mumbai and nice temple, Balaji temple. And there when I was having darshan and all, suddenly, there was a big chaos, culture. Kya ho gaya? One rich man, rich businessman happened to come over there. Really rich. And he came and he was taken in the front, given the garland and all. I was wondering, all the staff members, all the brahmanas, all the priests in the temple, all started moving around this rich man. I was just wondering what was happening. And then I saw this rich man was giving flat 500 rupees to everyone who came in front of him. Anyone, even the sweeper, he was giving 500 rupees. Even the cleaner, he was giving 500 rupees. The priest, he was giving 500 rupees. He gave everyone 500, 500. So I'm giving at least around 20, 25,000 rupees. I mean, so many people had come around him. 500 rupees into around so many people would have costed nowhere less than 25,000. So around 50 people were there. So I saw all that, and again that he had gone, and I was busy in my own darshan and all. And then I came out. And that was fresh in my mind. The story of King Mega was very fresh in my mind. And when I went near the slipper stand, the chappal stand, I went there, and there this lady who was looking after the chappal stand, she was yelling at the maximum voice she could shout at. She's shouting, I am serving so much, and nobody wants to give me a single rupee, and he's giving Tom, Dick, and Harry. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry he is giving 500 rupees. At least he could have given me 50 rupees. He has not given me even 50 rupees. By providence or what, I don't know. He gave everyone. I saw him literally give actually everyone, the watchman, name it, and the people who are doing seva, prasadam seva, distributing prasadam, cleaning, sweepers, everyone. I wonder how he missed this lady out. But then I realized after spending 25, 30,000 rupees in donation, just by missing out one lady at the door, she was in the chapel stand, she's cursing him. I remember this story of King Nrga is not only in the Satyuga or in Treta Yuga or in Dwapar Yuga. It can happen even in Kali Yuga. So what is the solution to that? What do you think is the solution to this? इसका कोई solution होना चाहिए. क्या होना चाहिए solution? Yes, fast. We have to start today's lecture.
Prabhuji, we should offer all the results of our activities to Krishna.
Yes, that's a perfect answer. We should offer our results. इस दान का जो भी फल है भगवान आपको अर्पण. I offer it to you. Then, if there is any mistake also, कुछ भी थोड़ा बहुत, a little bit of mistake, or like this mistake, what happened was unknowingly that he could not, he forgot to give her, or he didn't give her, whatever it is. Thus, because if you want to take every fruit, then Krishna says you have to take the positive fruits and the negative fruits both. This is the law of karma. Or the best part of it is, I don't want any karma reaction. I don't want to go to heaven also. I don't have to go to hell also. Then you are saved. So the point is, stories from the Shastra, or episodes and pastimes of the Lord from the Shastra are relevant even today. We have to take a lesson from them and follow them strictly, thinking that no, that is okay, that happened in that Krishna's time, down 5,000 years down, times have changed. No, It's the same world, it's the same sun, it's the same moon. You also lived, I have also lived billions and trillions of births. And how many more we don't know. But at least if we are smart and intelligent enough, we should now wake up and apply the rules given in the scriptures and try to save ourselves from future falling down, or rather getting trapped between the cycle of heaven and hell. Heaven is temporary, hell is also temporary. But if you go and get trapped in heaven, you get going to get trapped in hell. Okay, and even anyway, after enjoying some few years in heaven, what is going to happen? You're going to come back to this material world, and again, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi, Adi Devik Adi Bhautik Adhyatmik Klesh is going to trouble each and every being in this world. You know, the best part in today's date is what is a problem to one may not seem to be a problem to the other person. But what the other person faces, first person will not face. So, you know, everywhere, you know, it's always the English proverb says, no, the river on the bank on the other side of the river always looks green. हमको हमेशा लगता है कि भाई ये कितना सुखी है. मेरा जो problem है, you know, like let's say you're having problem with a house or with wife, he is not having that problem. Oh, he's so lucky. Or with the husband, she may say, oh, this other lady is so lucky. Her husband is so nice. I am having a very bad husband. But if you go and sit in her chair, then you realize, nahi bhai, dunya aur bhi dardnak. It is more painful. So the purpose of reading our Rama and the purpose of, you know, studying all the scriptures, what is this? The purpose is to make us realize, yes, it's high time we at least try, do some endeavor to get out of this material world, this dirty material world, because this is an imperfect material world full of imperfection. And the law of karma applies whenever there is imperfection. So better we make this very serious and follow the scriptural rules, follow the four regulative principles, chant the holy name of the Lord, and, you know, collect some nice sukritis by giving away the fruits of our action to the Lord. And then we may get a proper chance to get out of the cycle of. So let's endeavor very seriously. Point is, yes, King Nirga's story doesn't apply only for other yugas, it applies even to this very much day. Okay, Damini Mataji?
Yes,
we have to
Guruji.
start from verse number 34, right?
34, yeah.
Yes, 1.13.34, Balkan, 13th Sarga, verse number 34. Anybody who doesn't have the book and he wants to have the book may contact Puja Mataji after the session and can collect this book. Okay, please read, Mataji.
Then after a few days and nights, all the kings arrived. They brought many precious gems and gifts with them. The happy Vasishtha Muni then spoke to the king Dashratha, who was like a tiger among men. As per your order, all the kings have arrived. As per the status, all the kings have also been honored by me. Vasishtha Muni continued, also the people with a focused mind have prepared the sacred sacrificial ground. You may happily leave for the sacrificial ground which is nearby. All the desirous things.
Yeah, once again. Basically, just for the continuity, we are now the Sarga where King Dashrath had already ordered to prepare the sacrificial area and the yagya, all the preparations for the yagya, there is the Ashwamedh yagya, and then followed by that is going to be the Putra Kamishti yagya. So here Vasishtha Muni is reporting to Dashrath Maharaj that all the preparations have been done as per your wish and command. Please continue.
All the desirous things have been well arranged everywhere. O king, you should see that sacrificial ground has been prepared as it desired in your mind. Then, listening to the words of both Vashishta and Rishyasringa, King Dasharatha left for the sacrificial ground. He had left on an auspicious day with auspicious stars. Headed by the Rishyasringa and sage Vashishta, all the best Brahmanas entered the sacrificial area to start the sacrificial work. As per the scriptures and procedures, they all entered the sacrificial ground. Then the illustrious king, along with his wives, undertook the sacrificial vows.
Yes, the sacrificial process starts. The Ashwamedha sacrifice starts. So that's why now we are going to start with chapter number 14. The heading of this chapter itself is the Ashwamedha sacrifice. Please read.
When 1 year was completed, the sacrificial horse returned. Then on the northern side of the Sarayu river, King Dasharatha began the sacrifice. All the best of the Brahmanas, headed by Rishyasringa, started performing the great horse sacrifice for the intelligent king Dasharatha.
Okay.
The priest.
Now you have to understand that the first verse says, when 1 year was completed, the sacrificial horse returned. Now this is a general procedure by which the horse sacrifice is done, or Ashwa. Ashwa means horse. Ashwamedha Yagya means, the Ashwa means horse. So generally these yagyas go for a couple of years, and the procedure is a sacrificial horse. Specifications are there. The horse should be pure white, it should be having a black dot near the ear, and so many particular specifications are there. So such a horse is chosen, and then it is sent out on a round. The sense it travels around the globe. It is said those places it travels with a army behind it. A small army is behind the horse. Whichever place or whichever country or anyone who stops the horse has to fight. If they win, it's okay. Otherwise, if they lose, anyhow, they have to surrender to the monarch. So it's basically annexing those kingdoms. They become a part of the kingdom, and the king is declared as Chakravarti. Chakravarti means sole emperor of the entire place where all the horses. So the horse was already released much earlier, after which King Dashrath had gone to Rompada's kingdom, Angadesh, to get Rishyasringa, because he was advised by Sumantra, because the Rishyasringa only will do a Putra Kamishti Yagya for you, as it was already foretold by the Sanat Kumars, and he will get 4 powerful sons. So by the time he comes and the Yagya preparation is done, the horse returns back, and now they are ready for performing the Yagya. Please continue.
The priests were all experts in the Vedas concerning Vedic law and rules. They performed the sacrificial activity as per the Shastras. As per the Shastras, the Brahmanas also performed the Pravaragya and Upasada sacrifice along with the other sacrifices.
They are all sacrifices or small sacrifices which are a part of this major sacrifice. Continue.
Having worshipped the corresponding devatas with the Pravaragya and Upasada sacrifices, the great sages were happy. Early morning, they started the daily rituals as per the Shastras. As per the rules and
Please read the explanation.
Okay. All these various sacrifices come under the Karmakand section of the Shastras. For every sacrifice, there is a corresponding devata for whose satisfaction that sacrifice is done.
All these sacrifices all come under the Karmakand section. Now, what do you say? What is this Karmakand section? Karmakand section is the very first beginning step in spirituality. People in general are not inclined towards devotion. लोगों का कोई मन नहीं. अगर मैं किसी को माला दे दूं, बोलूं please chant, they are not interested in chanting. They don't have that attraction, because we are all with one set of thought process. मेरा फायदा क्या है? If I tell someone, why don't you chant, why don't you take the holy name, what do I get in it? What is my benefit? Please do the people understand that without benefit, so many wrong things people do. You go and ask a drunkard, शराब क्यों पी रहे हो, इसमें आपका क्या फायदा है? He doesn't have an answer for that. In fact, he's spoiling his health, he's wasting his money also. A smoker, a drinker, a drug addict, name it, all those people who are doing the bad activities, they are the first to ask this question, भक्ति करने से क्या फायदा? और जब इतना बिना फायदे की चीजें आप कर रहे हो या नुकसानदायक चीजें कर रहे हो, why don't you do something without फायदा also? Because people want to see tangible benefits in front of their eyes, and that is what they consider as benefit or miracle. And that is why this karmakant section has been derived or prepared. जब तक today's date, it's all incentive oriented time. बच्चे को भी लालच देना पड़ता है. You study well, you come first in the class, I'll buy you a bicycle, I'll take you for a Disneyland, I'll take you this, some incentive or the other has to be given to the child. Sometimes a small, sometimes a big incentive. And why it is given? It is given because at least for that incentive, the child will study or do his homework or whatever it is. Same way for spiritual activities, if there is an incentive given, people at least cling to spirituality. And this what is called as a spiritual activity, which is done with an focus to get something in return or some incentive in return, is what is called as karma kand. कर्म करो और उसका हिसाब से फल मिलेगा. Like people do 16 शुक्रवार, 16 सोमवार, some people do so and so vrat, navratri vrat. Very good, nice, it's nothing wrong, absolutely no, not wrong, but it is not the highest quality of devotion. Let me put this or explain this in a very simpler manner. A small child may cry not to go to school. The mother may tell him, no, if you go to school today evening, I will give you a nice pasta or cake or whatever it is, whatever the child likes. So it's not good, healthy, but still the mother may say, okay, I'm going to make for you this, but today you should go and attend all the school properly and do the homework and everything nicely. But the same child, when he becomes big, when he comes to college, does the mother have to give the same incentive to the child? अभी भी उस बच्चे को बोलना पड़ेगा, अब कॉलेज में जा रहा है, बेटा तू कॉलेज जाएगा तो तुझे मैं अच्छा बढ़िया खाना बना के दूंगी. No, there's no need, because now the child has understood the importance and relevance of it. Similarly, for the beginners who are into this, just the initial stage of devotion, karma kand is introduced, ताकि इसी बहाने people are attached to spiritual activities. By doing karma kand, you are only doing spiritual activities. You may be following certain deity, some devata or devi, and doing an activity. Though it's not the supreme, as I told you, at least you are initiating your process. Then later on, there is a big tragedy. The tragedy is people get stuck to karma kand and they don't progress ahead in devotion. Why they get stuck? Because they are now driven only by incentive. Like the child matures in due course of time, even devotees who are in karma, who are involved in karma kand, should elevate themselves and go to a higher stage. They should elevate themselves and go to a higher stage. And at that stage, they should do devotional service, understanding the principles behind it without any fruitive expectation. That what is we call as bhakti yoga. An intermediate is something called dhyan yoga and gyan yoga. Or sankhya yoga is also there. But the two extreme ends, the lowest end is karma kand, the topmost end is called as bhakti yoga. So we have to migrate. Every person, spiritual person who has got a spiritual inclination should slowly migrate and mature from karma kand level to bhakti yoga level. But the tragedy is people lifelong, birth after birth, are stuck to this karma kand. No doubt, karma kand gives you fruits. There is no doubt about it. As per your destiny, as per your level, the fruits are given. But the problem is, at the time of death, you have to leave the fruits and go. You can't carry them. So, one who starts doing karma kand and then later starts giving away the fruits of the karma kand shifts to karma yoga. That is the fundamental principle of karma yoga, wherein he starts giving away the fruits of his action. And then, once he starts giving away the fruits of his action, he elevates himself from karma yoga to jnana yoga, yeah, and then finally to bhakti. So this is the ladder in the spiritual, in the devotional ladder. It's called as devotional ladder, where you start with karma kand and finally land up at bhakti. Yes, continue.
As per the rules, the oblations were offered to Indra, and the soma juice was extracted by the sinless king. Then the midday Savarna ritual and many other rituals were executed as per the sequence in the procedure. The best
This
of the
is a big
noble.
problem. This is a big problem in karma kand. In karma kand, the ritual is done very nicely, but one small mistake can also backfire. One small mistake. Whereas in bhakti yoga, one small, even a big mistake cannot backfire, cannot give you bad results. It will always give you good results. Whereas when you are doing karma kand, कहीं थोड़ा भी गलती हो गया, मंत्र उच्चारण में गलती हो गया, while reciting the mantra, you make some political mistake, then also the meaning, the derivative of the entire fruit of the action changes completely. So one has to be very careful while doing the karma. Please continue.
The best of the noble Brahmanas performed the third Savarna ritual for the king as per the Shastras. Rishyasringa and others invoked Indra and other devatas with their well thought and practiced mantras. With sweet songs and befitting melodious mantra invitation, the priest offered oblations and thus invited the residents of heaven.
Now, what is this inviting the residents of heaven? All these sacrificial processes, what do they focus at? They are focusing at the Devi Devatas. What are these Devi Devatas? They are the prime personalities who look after the full operation of the entire cosmos, the entire universe. Like you have the ministry, कोई प्राइम मिनिस्टर, कोई हेल्थ मिनिस्टर है, तो कोई एग्रीकल्चर मिनिस्टर है, तो कोई हाउस होम मिनिस्टर है, तो कोई what do you say, finance minister, various portfolios are there. Here, finance minister is Kubera, fire minister is Agni Devata, wind administration is with Wind Devata, Vayu Devata. So various devatas are given, all these. And all these devatas need to be respected. And when they are being respected, some oblations or this thing has to be given in the fire sacrifice. And how do they take it? These fire consumes, fire devata is also there. The fire devata consumes these oblations, whatever is offered to them, and the devata sitting up on the higher heavenly planets or in the higher level, they take this, they accept these offerings. We'll see further the same story ahead, how all devatas assemble to take their share of offering, and that is the time when they will be discussing with Lord Vishnu about the troubles of Ravana. So all these devatas appear, but provided there is no mistake made in the process of offering the oblations. The mantra should be read properly and devatas come. One may say, sir, I cannot see the devatas taking the oblations, so whatever we offer to them. There was another debate once. I was questioned by one person. He said, you all offer costly ghee, then various other rich kheer and so many nice havis and all those things in the offering. And you just burn it into ash in the name of offering. Why don't you give that to some poor people? There are certain pujas, certain rituals, sacrificial rituals, where even nice saris are offered in the fire. And that person asked me, so criminal wastage. And the best part was that person was a good drunkard. And I asked him, sir, daily evening when you drink, don't you think it is a wastage of money? Criminal wastage of money, and no, instead of that money, why don't you give that money, donate that money? Sorry. Why don't you donate that money to some orphanage or something? As it is, by drinking, you're only spoiling your health. Your family is also troubled by your dirty habit. And what do you gain? Why do you take it? No, that is for my enjoyment. Similarly, there is a process of enjoyment for the Devi Devatas. This is described in the Shastra, how Devi Devatas will accept their offerings. They cannot come directly and accept from you, because they need to be cleansed. The offering needs to be cleansed, and that is why it is offered. And then in the subtle form, they take this offerings. Mind you, Devi Devatas are not sitting here for your offerings. They are not hand to mouth. They are happy in the heavenly planets. The best food, the best, the arrangements are there in the heavenly planets, in the heavenly realm. So what is the reason they are coming? Since you have invited them by reading proper mantras and following certain vows, आप कुछ व्रत पाल रहे हो, आप अनुष्ठान पाल रहे हो, and then you're properly, with the desire, you're calling them. So I just, and Shastric injunction that they come and accept the offering. But don't expect them to come down and directly take the offering from your hand. No. It has to be given in the fire, and the form of a subtle form, it is taken by the Devi. Yes, Mataji, please continue.
None of the oblations offered in the fire had fallen even a little bit. It appeared that everything was perfect concerning the hymns and the chants. They all performed the procedure very safely and free from all obstacles. Explanation? Should I read?
Every
Sage
explanation you have
Valmiki.
to read, Mataji.
Okay. Yeah. Sage Valmiki has mentioned specifically that the entire sacrifice was performed perfectly without any mistakes and as per the Shastra. This was to highlight the warning given by King Dasharatha earlier, where he had mentioned that even a small mistake could lead to the destruction of the doer. Also, Sage Valmiki wanted to point out the efficiency and the greatness of Rishasringa and the other sages who had performed the sacrifice free from all mistakes.
This is very important. That the only, the warning claw in Karmagand or in all scriptural rules you are following, you have to be sure that you don't make mistakes. नहीं तो उल्टा फल मिल सकता है. You can get an opposite reaction of what is your desire, and you get something else, something opposite, because it is as per the rules. That is why devatas, these devatas are very particular as per the rule is concerned, because they don't see the credibility of the person. Now, for example, a child goes and asks his parents, father, he goes to his father and asks, give me 50 rupees. Father will ask, why you want 50 rupees? No, I want to buy some cigarette and enjoy. What will the fathers do? Slap him and send him out. Oh, get out, it's bad. You should not have this, not good for you. And he will send you back. But the same child goes with 50 rupees to a shopkeeper. And the shopkeeper is sitting, and he goes and tells, give me cigarette for these 50 rupees. Will the shopkeeper stop him? Definitely not. I mean, a few moral people may stop. I mean, let's not take it so practical example or a true example. Just going to the principles to explain you, to make you understand. You have to understand the shopkeeper will not be interested, as the father is, on the well-being of the child or the boy, young boy. He will say, okay, give me my money to take your stuff, whether you want to take drugs or cigarette, whatever you want to take. And why he is saying, this is the rule. You come with money, you paid me the money, you take it. I do not check. I do not see whether you deserve it or not, or whether it is good for you or not, whether it is fit for you. On the contrary, the father sees the requirement of the child, whether it is good or bad for the child. Same way, bhakti and karma kand have two different objectives. Karma kand, you see, all the asuras, what did they do? They did karma kand. जितने भी असुर थे सबने कर्मकांड किया. और कर्मकांड कैसे किया वो लोग ने? You see Bhasmasur, you see Ravan, you see Hiranyakashipu, खतरनाक तपस्या. And Hiranyakashipu called whom? ब्रह्मदेव. ब्रह्मदेव को बुलाया. पहले तो अमर बनाओ बोला. ब्रह्मा बोला मैं खुद अमर नहीं हूं. How can I make you immortal? Then he said, okay, fine, then I should not die inside the house, outside the house, not in the earth, on the sky. All the clause he put. And Brahma gave. Did Brahma see, oh, this is a Rakshasa, I should not give him these boons? Whether he is fit or not, he gave him the boons because he has completed or fulfilled the criteria required for the penance. Same applies to Ravana. Ravana also did penance, took the boon from Brahmaji that, no devatas can kill me, no astra shastra can kill me, only, he didn't ask about humans and vanaras because he said too low. Devatas ke samne human kya hai? So he said, he didn't mention about humans, he didn't mention about vanaras, but he mentioned about everything else. Gandharva, Kinnara, Yaksha, nobody should be able to kill me. And then he thought, it's great. So at that time, did Brahmaji could not stop him? Could not say, no, you don't deserve it? He had to give. It's like in any university or institution where even a terrorist can get educated and take a certificate and the knowledge. And how to use it is up to that person. He can become a terrorist and use it in terrorist activities, or you may use it in the benefit of the country. Similarly, karma kand is also doesn't see the creditability of the person. It is given immaterial of whether the person is fit for or he is going to put it in good use. That is why the rules and regulations of karma kand are very strict. That is why Ravan, cut off each head and offered it in the fire. It's very tough, very difficult. Who will cut off his head and offer it? But he offered. He knew it was going to pay him back. This is how we have to understand. Karma kand is immaterial of whether you deserve it or not, whether it's good for you or not. When you fulfill the criteria, you get the fruit of it. However, when it comes to bhakti yoga, devotion, the situation changes. Where you do devotion immaterial of whether you get any fruit or not. At that point, God says, okay, yet you are connected with me, you are devoted to me. I will give you such a situation by which you can take liberation. So the different aspect approach is totally different. Please continue.
During those days, when the sacrifice was going on, there was no one seen who was tired or hungry. There were no unscholarly brahmanas or brahmanas with less than 100 followers.
What does this mean? Unscholarly brahmanas? In Kali Yuga, we may see brahmanas doing non-brahmanical activities. Whereas those days, because only such brahmanas were qualified to do these type of sacrifices, yagyas. Only those type of brahmanas who are in that elevated level, the elated level, they could only perform the sacrifice. Otherwise, just being merely born in a Brahminical family doesn't make you a Brahmana. You need to study the scripture seriously. You need to recite the mantras properly. So many do's and don'ts are there. That is why here Valmiki ji is specifying unscholarly. There were no unscholarly Brahmanas or Brahmanas with less than 100 followers. Means what? They had a proper Gurukul, and these Gurukul heads were also heading in these sacrifices. Please continue.
Food was always arranged for all those who had come. All ate whether it was a Brahmana or a servant or an ascetic and renunciate. Or renunciate, yeah. Similarly, all the old, the sick, the ladies, and the children daily ate the food. The food was so nice that they were never contented even after eating as much as they could. As ordered by the king, food and many varieties of clothes were distributed among the people.
This is a parallel activity with respect to sacrificial the ceremony, where only the Brahmanas are involved. But what about the other people in the country? They will be given equally nice treatment. Welcome. Though they may not understand the mantras, then let them focus on the food. So best sumptuous quality of food is served. And why is it served? Why is it served?
As per the system. Okay.
As per the system, okay. Mind you, charity is the topmost form of purification. And best charity is charity of food. The best charity is charity of food. So when they all the people used to come over there, all was fed, and all when they are fed, they are happy. And when someone is happy and fed well, what happens? Blessings come. People bless. By which what? The person who is arranging everything, his piety increases. So this is the principle behind feeding food for all those people. Yes, continue.
As per the system, many heaps of cooked food as big as mountains were seen every day. Men and women from various countries had assembled on the sacrificial ground. They were all very satisfied with the food and the drinks given to them by the great souled king Dashratha. The food was perfect and very tasty. It was praised by the Brahmanas. King Dashratha heard them say, "O blessed king, we are satisfied with this tasty food."
I just explained, right? They were all, "Oh, blessed king, we are satisfied with your food." This is what the king had to take. See, the Brahmanas are going to recite. For them, remunerations are going to be given. So they are also going to bless. Of course, the Brahmanas are also going to have this prasad food. Secondly, the common man, right from the soldiers to everyone, the women, the old people, all those who are going to come to witness this great yajna, they would also come, and they also would take the food and bless them. And these blessings is the main purpose. The main purpose of doing all these yajnas, all these great sacrifices, is to collect more and more of piety. And the purpose of telling, such elaborate description of food, why is Valmiki ji describing such an elaborate description? There are two things. People generally think, okay, खाना देना है, दे देंगे, तो वो खिचड़ी भर दें. No. Whenever food has to be fed, it has to be fed with proper devotion and to the best of the capacity possible. There should be no compromise in the quantity of the food as well as in the quality of the food. That is why he's saying heaps of food as big as mountains. पहाड़ जितने बड़े बड़े चावल के पहाड़ बन गए थे और उसमें से खाना बांटा गया. मतलब what? Sumptuously everyone was fed. किसी को आधा खाना खिला के नहीं भेजा. Second, they were all given sumptuous food. Secondly, they were all given tasty food. मतलब खिलाना है बोल के नहीं है, just because you got to do it. No, that's not the purpose. The purpose is feed good quality, tasty quality, and sumptuous food. It is at that time only people will bless you, and when you get that blessing, that serves you as that, that those pieties what you accrued, they give you very very good punyas or good results in the end. So it's a big well-defined science. The entire Vedic scriptures or the Karmakand is a well-defined science made in such a way that every segment of people is taken care of, everyone is given their due respect, and at the same time, the king or the person who is conducting the sacrifice is also benefited. That is why it is said nowadays in Kali Yuga, you should not do. In Kali Yuga, one cannot do Ashwamedhi, Yagya, and all that. First and foremost, those ingredients are not there. Those pure Brahmanas are not there. And last but not the least, you can't afford. It's a very costly affair. So that is the reason why it is not said. Okay, with this, I would like to close today's session. We'll continue next class.